Global powers, United States President Joe Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping met on Wednesday and attempted to bring normalcy in the world's most critical diplomatic relationship. As Biden and Xi met for the first time in years in their high-stakes meeting, both shook hands and pledged to keep their countries away from conflicts. However, just minutes later, Biden called Xi a dictator. Their painstakingly choreographed closed-door meetings included issues like Taiwan's independence and the sanctions and trade that have worsened the ties between the world's two largest economies. As Xi listened through headphones, Biden said that it is paramount that both the nations understand each other without any misconceptions and miscommunication, ensuring that competition does not veer into conflict. To this, Xi responded that conflict and confrontation has unbearable consequences for both sides. Notably, the last time both the leaders met in person was in Bali in November 2022, after which their relations began to nosedive when the US shot down an alleged Chinese spy balloon in February this year. Hoping for a major breakthrough, several US officials held talks with their Chinese counterparts, yet none was fruitful. After the high-profile meeting with Xi, Biden stated that both the leaders agreed to speak directly to each other in times of crisis, adding that they will continue to preserve and pursue high-level diplomacy to keep the lines of communication open.
Delivering for the American people. And in the months ahead, we're going to continue to preserve and pursue high-level diplomacy at the PRC in both directions, to keep the lines of communication open, including between President Xi and me. He and I agreed that each one of us could pick up the phone, call directly, and would be heard immediately.
They also vowed to stabilize their fraught relations by showcasing modest agreements, combating illegal fentanyl, and re-establishing military-to-military communications. Describing talks with Xi as most constructive and productive discussion the two leaders had, Biden added that vital miscalculations on any one of the sides can cause real trouble with a country like China or any other major nation.
Whatever stage of development it may reach, China will never pursue hegemony or expansion and will never impose its will on others. China does not seek spheres of influence and will not fight a cold war or a hot war with anyone. China will remain committed to dialogue and oppose confrontation and build partnerships instead of alliances. It will continue to pursue a mutually beneficial strategy of opening up. The modernization we are pursuing is not for China alone. We are ready to work with all countries to advance global modernization featuring peaceful development, mutually beneficial cooperation, and common prosperity, and to build a community with a shared future for mankind.
However, minutes later, after posing the talks as productive, Biden reiterated his views on Xi and called him a dictator. He went on to say that Xi is a dictator in the sense that he's the person who runs a communist nation, and that the US government is totally different from that of the Chinese government.
He is. I mean, he's a dictator in the sense that he is a guy who runs a country that is a communist country that's based on a form of government totally different than ours.
The crucial meeting between the global powers comes on the sidelines of the annual Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Conference. The timing is also significant owing to the matters that the world has been grappling with, like the Middle East and Europe wars.